Welcome students. So today we will start discuss a basic issue on casting process. So previously we discussed about the different process available. So what our problem statement now is this. I have already produced, let's say, a component, say steering nothing. Okay. So it's actually a part where it will be coming inside below the steering wheel. We are all seen the car steering wheel. So below that there will be a knuckle. Knuckle is nothing but it will be in this shape, something like this. Okay. So what happens here is that the surface is not smooth. So there are some defects. So what may be the treatment for this defect? That's what we'll be analyzing in this case study. Before getting into this part, let's analyze what is casting. What's actually casting for a recap?
Casting is a manufacturing where the writer and the
Yes.
knowledge of large and
Okay, that's very good actually. So what we will be doing is we'll be according to bracket, we melting the metal and we'll be pouring it into a mold cavity. So the mold cavity will be made up of sand. So as we discussed, it is made up of sand. So defects may arise because of some defects in the sand. The sand is not properly molded. There may be some defects. So what you have to do is you have to analyze these things. That's what we'll be doing now. So the first thing which you have to analyze is what's the pattern we have choose. Then we'll be discussing about the sand. So first we have to analyze what's the reason for these defects. So let's understand what are first casting defects.
casting demands are according to the poor process control, unstable steel, and improper
Allowance. Proper allowances, process control, and improper materials. Actually, it's very well summarized. So we'll analyze each thing one by one. So the first thing is improper material. Say we are using clay. Instead of using green sand, we are using clay for the entire molding process. What happens when you use clay? Will clay be moldable? Yes, it will be moldable. But can it be? Can the pattern be easily from clay? Imagine you are creating this painting inside clay, and if I remove it, will it come easily? No. There will be some damage to the outer surface. So that may lead to some defect. That's improper material selection. Allowances is nothing but we are giving some excess material to the casting in order to remove it after casting process. So in the end of the last video we discussed, we'll be making the pattern in the same size or in the larger size. That's because the final casting should be in the exact size to be made. So that allowance is actually called a material allowance. So what we'll do is we will provide some excess material. And imagine there will be some complex shape. If you are using some complex shape, uh, like some cone or something like this, what we have to do is we providing some allowances here. So to remove them during machining process. So if we need a smooth surface, final casting should be smooth in surface. So what you have to do after doing the casting process, you have to do some smoothing process, which is machining. So for that we need some excess material in the outside, so that we can remove them and make a smooth surface. So that allowance is called as actually machining allowance. So if these are not provided, then it leads to casting defects. So what are the casting defects? Can anyone name them? Very good. So what are these defects and how these defects occur? Can we discuss them?
Literally, there are many types of defects. Among that, shrinkage defects plays a vital role in sand casting process. Shrinkage defect occurs when the molten metal defect due to its volume reduction. Due to its volume reduction, cavities and holes are occurred inside the casting. By easy understanding, let us assume the pouring water into the ice place and keep it in the freezer. It become freeze and a little bit flat hard. And there are two types of shrinkage testing. Open deck and closed deck. It is open deck. it is appear widely among the surface, and it is appears as a pit. While closed surface, it is hidden inside the casting and appears.
Okay, very nice. So any other defects are available?
Yes, sir. We can say about when we pouring the solution into the pattern, we can say that is porosity. When pouring that certain thing, we can have air caps which try to make holes in the certain material.
It's actually called as blowholes.
Blowhole.
Okay. So these are regarding the defects. So to remove this defect, what you have to do is, first thing you have to make the sand surface, that's a mold cavity, smooth in nature. So if it is smooth in nature, then the defects, most of the defects will be removed. So I hope you understood about the blowholes and casting defects. Thank you.